13 video scopes. For those who have watched my videos over the last month or two since I started, this month in particular, because the videos take so long to do, I just thought I would try something a little bit different. The video that you're going to see, like if you're watching Pisces or Leo, is I'll do the first little part of the video will be an overview of the month, then the second little part will be how it pans out or plays out in your individual sign. We're hitting December, the new moon is what we first start with, second or third as some people say it pans out, in gregarious Sagittarius. Sagittarian brings excitement, it brings party, it brings the instinct where we all want to move forward, we want that passion, we want that fun. It's a creativity, it's new energy, it's vision, it rules the higher mind, because Sagittarian is linked towards the ninth house. The ninth house is a great place to learn, education, travel. You could be teaching, books, publishing, you could be publishing a book, it could be media, it could be podcasting, sales, marketing, the internet, spirituality. It's all about thinking long-term goals, achieving them. As we approach the end of this year, a lot of your thoughts, because we go into the Capricorn field, will be about achieving those goals. The vibration of the mind will be wanting to take you all forwards. So any ideas that you've got about new businesses, publishing that book, publishing yourself online, marketing, media, newsletters, it's saying that it's a time to really find that drive and take yourselves forwards. The gregarious sign, Scorpio, was death, rebirth. A lot of people faced losses. And Scorpio has been about dealing with money and past issues. So this is on a lighter note. This is about we've now preparing ourselves with some of the ingredients to cook up, if you like, what we want. This is about your higher mind, thinking about the knowledge, thinking about the new business. We've got Mars going into Libra, which is business and partnerships. Those partnerships could be around business ties, they will be around new love interests or loving relationships, but a lot of you will have goals to make money. As I've said in previous videos, it's about structure, it's about getting foundations down, it's about getting what you want from your lives at this particular point in time. And it is a great time to start a business. The Sagittarian new moon will drive you with that higher mind to re-educate yourself. Maybe you're learning something, maybe you're going to be teaching something, maybe you're putting learning something online, maybe you're teaching others, publishing, broadcasting, radio shows for some. It is looking at that vision of your future, what you want for 2014. So it's all about new pathways, new choices, new doors in the month of December. Jupiter will help you expand and grow. I know Jupiter's going retrograde, but as I've said in the previous video, Jupiter will go direct again in March. So any seeds, anything that you're planting now, this is a fantastic time to plant and water. A lot of water energy, we have Capricorn, and earth and water makes things grow. So you have to think Capricorn is very practical side. We've been in a very watery realm last month, which is very emotional and very draining for a lot of people. When you get into practical Capricorn, Capricorn are goals, practical people that like to make money and work hard. So if you think about that watery mix with the earth that we're driving into at the moment, anything that you plant can have good foundations. So when Jupiter goes direct in March, you'll start to see things grow, things to come in, the money you earn, the people you're associated with, expansion in anything and everything from your radio, your broadcasting, your book, everything will start to expand. Maybe it's overseas, maybe you're launching your book and travelling with that overseas. It will be about expansion of your higher mind in your life. Not only does it plant seeds, but it can plant seeds in friendships for relationships as well. But again, I've said it, this is a walk in the park between now and February. February is the holding hand period when things will move forwards for everybody. Between now and then, I don't feel, because of the Christmas rush and some of the energies that are taking place, that it will be the time to start new relationships. It's about just taking things gentle and easy. It would be, you know, the springtime of next year when I feel that things will start to move forwards for people. So, you know, make this a time of reviewing, reflecting. The Venus retrograde, I'll look at that in a minute, but that's, you know, the beautifying side of life, the cosmetic surgeries, the tattoos, the makeup enhancements, the eyelash dyes, the hair dyes. It's not a good time when she goes retrograde. Venus has gone into her shadow already, so she's already making her way up to the 20th, 21st of December when she does go retrograde, which is about reviewing, relooking at past relationships. Venus is love, but Venus is your money and your goals. So some of you out there may well connect with a past business partner and review and relook at it. It could be a past relationship. Second chance. Venus is about second chances in love. We're in the sign of the Archer that fires that arrow into love and relationships. But remember, you're still reviewing and reflecting and rethinking and reworking that partnership, friendship, until around the end of January when Venus would go direct again. So February, the Valentine's time, is your better time for starting or moving forward in that particular relationship. Mercury going into the Capricorn on the 24th will give a lot of those energies and drive and motivation. Again, it's about partnerships, but we've got Mars going into Libra on the 7th, and that will be about balance, partnerships, but again, looking to achieve what you're wanting for. Mars is going to be here for quite some time in Libra, for about, oh gosh, a good 6 months. You could be even looking until July of next year. So there won't be any rush. July, up until July, will be about those commitments as we go through into the Leo time. When Jupiter goes into Leo, that will be your commitments in your long-term relationships. Doesn't mean you won't have that before, but I kind of think it holds a lot of promise. People are going through unique stages. That's for us all. We're all letting go of certain parts of our lives in a big way. So the death and rebirth was about letting go. It was about clearing space, looking at old patterns, old ways, old issues, how we've dealt with people in the past. Maybe you've had a habit of running away from relationships. Maybe you've had a habit of not dealing with things, but you're meant to have been dealing with some of those habits. The Scorpio death rebirth eclipses are eclipsing old ways and old situations out. Sagittarian is fun, daredevil, higher mind. They want to be educated, the Sagittarian, so it is that realm, but they like excitement, they get bored. So this is about adventure within the month of December, having your own personal freedom and space. You're asking the universe to show you something and take you over any obstacles as we kind of leave the end of this year. You know, and there is, even with Venus going retrograde, the world won't be as pretty without that beauty in the world. But it's about you looking at, Venus can rule a female coming back in your life, or the return of a female. It is again that revisit, rewind, relook, redo energy that I've said before. Never buy expensive gifts or high ticket items or an artistic painting in a retrograde. When that retrograde finishes in Venus around the end of January, February, then you will get better bargains and get more for your money. And if you buy it before Christmas, you'll probably regret it in February. So it is about giving that little bit of a thought to that. Venus is about second chances and things returning, and I know some of you females out there will be smiling when it comes to relationships, but you may well find also that you have a change of heart around that person that you've waited for a long time. Maybe you see a different side, or they're not what you are really wanting. So there's going to be a lot of shifts in the energy, but I will leave you with this first segment just to say that this is a very positive time. It's a turning point, but it's an exciting time. You know, you've got the money in your pocket to buy what you want, but you're just going shopping to look at your choices. So remember what I said about choices. You're really going to know more in the month of February. May next year will be a major turning point for a lot of people, and so will the July-August period. So wishing you a wonderful, happy holidays. And if you're listening to this, this will now be going on to a more little bit of in-depth view of Pisces, Scorpio, or which individual sign this is. This is just a little bit of an overview. Wishing you all a happy holiday from Cassie's Cosmo, and I hope you enjoy the next section of the video, which will be a little bit more dedicated to that sign. So bye-bye for now. Hello dear Leo, welcome to the second part of your December video scope by Cassie's Cosmo. As I do most months, November excuse me, was nautical November. This is going to be Daring December. So what do you dare to do this month, dear Leo? Is it travel? Is it jump into a new job? Daring December will be quite the exciting time, full of some nice surprises for Leos. The new moon is Sagittarius on December the 2nd, some say it's on the 3rd, falls into your 5th house of love and romance, of creativity, of new adventure. This may be to do with long distance travel in some way. For some Leos it may be unexpected or surprising pregnancies. Not for all of you, so don't worry out there. Remember, the 5th house rules the heart, the spine, the back, so look after your health also during the colder weather or the festive season, when we all go a little bit more out there a little bit and have a drink and things like that. So it is about looking after your health around that area. This could be a good time to start a new romance for some Leos, or revving up the romantic life or partnership that you've got at this particular point. Mars is going to go into Libra on the 7th, and this will be a very busy time for short trips or short distance travels, communication in your local arena. Maybe you're a nurse, or you're having to communicate, or short distance travel to meet a new partner, or to meet your lover in some way. I just think a lot of it will be out in the local community. You could be communicating with siblings, neighbours. It just feels in that whole local arena, as I would call it, rather than further afield. You're doing it with a little bit more relaxation rather than the stresses and strains. Some of you were at your wits' end over the end of the summer, but now you're starting to relax a little bit more. The trine to Uranus will be in your 9th house, which again, the 9th house, as we all know, rules the higher mind, education, brothers, sisters, foreign travel, vision, teachers, you teaching somebody else, you learning, or you teaching in some way from life. So you'll be looking at creative ideas. The creative ideas could bring new opportunities. Maybe, you know, you're going to be the teacher in the music, the teacher in the artistic realm. Maybe it's a foreign language, or you're learning something to teach other people. These ideas are, you know, for a lot of Leos, it could be about you re-educating yourself in some way. Once you've made your mind up with a Leo, you're generally very focused as to where you're going, and the focus has been knocked out of kilter over the last couple of months because there's been so much going on. And I just feel for a lot of Leos at the moment, a lot of you are wanting to travel again with the Sagittarian field. It's about putting yourself out there, backpacking, wider afield, wider horizons, maybe even meeting a partner abroad, or even travelling abroad, or even thinking about living abroad for some Leos. Jupiter, when the Jupiter trine Saturn on the 12th, 13th comes in, Jupiter will be in your 12th house, which is the spirituality, hospitals, secret sorrows, addictions, fears, skeletons in the closet. So again, you may well be having, maybe there's some treatment at a hospital you've not told anyone about. Unfortunately, maybe some people won't hear of the best of news, but maybe there's something that's actually you're hearing news that has been hidden. You may be talking to someone in hospital, or about something upsetting that has been kept from you in some way. The 12th house rules the feet, the toes. I should know that because the 12th house is Pisces, and any physical pain that you feel, it could be around your shoes in the holiday season. As a Pisces, I rule the 12th house, so if I'm not well, I feel that pain in my feet, my toes, even if I've got a bad back or neck. So what it's saying to you there is you may feel something, sore feet, flat foot, or your feet are hurting. Maybe it has been too much dancing about, but you will feel, look around the feet area or the foot around the Christmas season. The trine to Saturn in your 4th house is about home and family, and the needs and the roots. So you've either just moved home, maybe you're thinking about moving home, maybe you've decorated to sell it next year. This is about where are you rooted, where are your foundations. Maybe you've moved house, maybe you've sold house. Where are you going to put your roots? Is it temporary? Is it short term? Remember what I've just said about that travel, or that relocation, or further horizons, or trips afield or abroad even. You're deciding where you're going to be putting your roots down when you go through into next year, Leo. A time to slow down a little bit, and time to relax over the holiday season, taking away some of the stresses and strains. With Jupiter in your 12th house, you know, you may hear some unexpected news or secrets revealed around the holiday season. I did say unexpected pregnancies, but it could be connected towards family. Use your intuition as to what you sense or feel is going on with family ties at that point. The Uranus turns direct on the 17th, which is the Gemini full moon. This again is about 9th house, so it's about higher learning. There's so much education and travel that's running around in December, early January. We'll all be going crazy before the next Mercury retrograde in February. You know, I kind of feel here that there's some twists and turns around the holiday season. Maybe something is unexpected. And if you are thinking about education or learning something or broadening your horizon, maybe it's to do with or linked with a new job or learning something to take you on to the next adventure within your life. When we hit the Capricorn time, which is the 22nd or thereabouts of December, that is about goals, achievements. You're well on your way then at the end of the year as to where you're meant to be going. The planets do have a little bit of a cross energy over Christmas, New Year, but without that even, I think we all have a lot of cross energy. People do struggle around Christmas, trying to be with family, trying to be with a partner. Sometimes it's a hard thing to master. Right, we'll look at the tarot cards as to what they come out with and they say. Excuse me sniffing, I'm full of cold at the moment. Right, the first card that fell out, home and family. Knight of Pentacles. Pentacles again are about money, so that there's an offer of money coming in towards you. You may have just had that offer, you may have sold something, but around home and family, this is about security. So you should have had offer or your money around home and security. If you've just sold that property, that seems to come in. Career and goals, you've got the Hermit. Now that's ruled by Virgo, but the Hermit is education, which again the cards are just clarifying what I've done astrologically. The Hermit card is about you relearning something, maybe going back to study, maybe just having a think about what you're wanting to study. You might already have a qualification under your belt, maybe you're thinking about extending that, advancing that education that you've got, but this is about you doing a little bit of thinking over the Christmas period about how or what you want to educate yourself to. A few Leos have jumped ship and gone into jobs where they've been paid or valued a little bit more as well at the moment. Emotions. Right, that's a beautiful card, the Empress, for a lot of Leos. So if you're not in a relationship, there's one very quickly coming within the next 10 weeks at the most. But for those that are in relationships or tied to partnership, the Empress is about the relationship blossoming in December. Now remember, I have said it's a walk in the park. If you have separated from somebody or you've disconnected from someone in some way, this still says that you're feeling maybe more empowered, feeling back to your normal self, how you were before. And when you feel empowered and back to your normal self, Leo, you attract love in, whether it's new or old. Remember the Venus retrograde. The Venus retrograde will be bringing in or connecting towards old love or past issues. So the 21st of December through to the 31st of January, you're going to go back and relook and rework around that partnership. Can I make it work? Do I want to make it work? For some of you connected towards relationships, you may be looking at, are they the one for you? You may be reconsidering some of your options, excuse me, and some of your choices. It is a time in December of listening, not always talking over or to other people. It's letting them have their word and their say as to what they can offer, what they want in the relationship. if it went wrong or you're separated, it can be reworking and looking. It's the finer tuning in the detail of it. I certainly think by the end of January, February, Leahs, you'll know where you're going. If you're meeting someone or starting something now, maybe it's about going on to the next chapter in the month of February and April, May onwards of next year. Wishing you a wonderful Christmas, dear Leos. I don't feel that you've got, I didn't pull the challenge card, did I? I don't really feel that you've got much challenges in your life. King of Cups. Now that can mean emotions are your challenges, but I use sometimes see this card as a medical card. So again, your challenges, maybe you've got some medical tests or dentist or something that you haven't dealt with, but the King of Cups is saying that maybe it's just an emotional challenging time. Maybe it's about thinking about the past in some way around Christmas, or maybe family put pressure on you a little bit to be here, there and everywhere. Slow down with the travelling and the higher mind. It's all going to be kicking off. Have a glass of wine and take care, dear Leos. Wishing you well to next month's horoscopes. Eat, drink and be merry, and have a fantastic Christmas, and blessings to you all.